Well, welcome to another video on Jord Drives. Today we're going to be taking this absolute beast that is a Lancia Fulvia. We're going to go on a drive through some Polish country roads. I'm going to take you along for the ride. So I did ask you guys what you wanted the topic of conversation to be for this edition of Along for the Ride. And you guys wanted me to talk about sim racing games, sim racing, sim driving, and its importance. Why it is, I think, becoming more and more important. I'm going to talk about it in kind of two aspects. So there's going to be a kind of motorsport aspect to this conversation and a more broader kind of motoring aspect. But we'll talk about motorsport first. I think simulators are becoming more and more used by professional real-world racing teams. I mean, you only have to look as far as Formula 1 to see that. Now, simulators are being used as a form of driver training, and I have a feeling they're probably not going to use, I guess, consumer level simulators like this one, Assetto Corsa, or any of the others on the kind of consumer market. I imagine they've got their own in-house sim developers, maybe. I could be wrong, but I can't see a Formula 1 team using Assetto Corsa to train the drivers. But it is being used more and more as a form of driver training, and even more so now. The genuine kind of doorway into motorsport, I guess. I mean, if you look at drivers like James Baldwin, Jimmy Broadbent, and a few others as well, Rody Van Buren. Now, these guys who were predominantly sim racers, and they found themselves through sim racing driving for real world motorsport teams in real racing cars. So it is kind of slowly but surely more and more becoming a kind of genuine pathway into real world racing, and I think that's a good thing, really, because you think about motorsport, it's such an expensive thing. But it gives people who might not necessarily have as much money or be born into rich families, I guess it just broadens it broadens the amount of opportunities and the amount of people that can potentially get into the sport. Definitely a good thing, in my opinion. And not just that, but esports as well is becoming bigger, I feel. Especially when a certain virus first hit, and a lot of the Formula 1 races were put on hold. You know, we had the F1 esports that got really big, and I'm at least hoping that's brought a few more people into the kind of sim racing world and see it, I guess, more than just someone sat playing a video game. But I think as well, what racing simulators do is just give people that experience of racing and being in a race. You know, people like me will probably never drive a real life racing car. At least I don't expect I will. But when I play games like Assetto Corsa and Race Room and things like that, I can really get stuck into the racing. And like Jimmy Broadbent once said, well, no, the cars aren't real, the racing's real. And really, it might be a bit cheesy, but you really get a feeling of that, especially when I'm doing the league races in Race Room. You know, that feeling when there's, you know, might be 5 minutes left to go in the race and you've got a car 3 seconds behind you and he's slowly but surely reeling you in. Very intense feeling, even in a simulator. Gives you a bit of an adrenaline rush. So yeah, they definitely give people that kind of experience of racing, you know, without having to pay thousands upon thousands of pounds to do the real thing. But in a more broader sense, in the motoring world, I think simulators are going to play a big part, especially more and more as time goes on. I think we all know now that the internal combustion engine is it's on borrowed time now. In a few years' time, we're not gonna see it anymore. And for like car enthusiasts like me, I think not just the engine, but the entire kind of driveline of that you see in a car, like, you know, the engine, the clutch, gearbox, make driving a very manual experience, and we're not gonna get that anymore in the real world. And I think in, I don't know, 20, 30 years time maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, but we're not gonna see engines in the real world, and for me that's a great shame. You know, cars like this Lancia Fulvia from the 60s, I think it's a pretty cool car. I'm definitely having fun pretending to drive it. It makes some strange and worrying noises, but it's still fun nonetheless. Got a bit of character to it. Oh, especially when you put your foot down. But yeah, that sound, we're not gonna hear that anymore. So I think in the future, simulators are going to be the only way we're going to be able to experience internal combustion engine powered cars. And obviously, the environment comes first. We've got to use renewable power sources to get us about. We can't rely on fossil fuels. It's obviously hurting the planet, but I think some of the great feats of engineering we've seen come out of developing the car as we know it today through the years. You know, it'd be a shame to have stuff like that forgotten. You know, I'm a bit of a tight corner, but I'm thinking of things like the internal combustion engine, things like the manual gearbox, like the dual clutch gearbox, and things like that. Are an amazing piece of kit. Really, really intelligent engineering, and I really don't want them to be forgotten. So I think the simulator is going to help, hopefully, keep the memory of cars like this alive. Maybe some others too. And there are kinda, I guess, people who are, well, not big fans of change, and I can understand that. I'm definitely one of them. Some people will kinda have a bit of a dim view on simulators and get out your mum's basement, stop playing video games, go to the real world, all this kind of thing. People are perfectly entitled to those opinions, but I think you need to keep a bit of an open mind in this day and age. Considering people are actually being able to get into motorsport through learning on the sim, it speaks for itself, really. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that topic, so thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to vote on the next topic, or have any ideas for what I could talk about in the next one of these episodes, I'll leave my Discord links down below. Very much welcome to join. Hit the like and the subscribe button if you enjoyed, of course, that'd be much appreciated. Yeah, if you have anything to say on this subject, by all means leave a comment. See you all in the next video.